Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show known as the Claws and Clem Show. Sorry for the little delay on the intro because it started 13 seconds and started dripping slowly. But anyways, we are here. Yes, I guess we're gonna start with our socials already. It seems.
I'm sorry. It kind of glitched on me coming back. Sorry.
You okay? No
Yeah, but
problem.
anyway.
From the parts unknown, from broadcasting from live from the parts unknown, because we are in the parts unknown, known as the Claus and Clam Show, second and fourth Mondays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 on the West Coast. And boy, this month came out of nowhere. We had nothing for 4 months, then all of a sudden, four catfights in 1 month. Mad.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's almost like hibernation is over and and we're back up and at 'em.
Yes, we are people four catfights in a month. Yeah, he's right. We were in hibernation. The whole 4 months we were in hibernation. But anyways, so with that being said, let's get to it. So the first catfight, as everybody knows, was the beginning of the month, which was last Monday, which was between after being delayed twice. It was Paris Love versus Little Rampage. For people who don't understand how that went, I'm not going to tell you the results. All I'm going to say is if you want to buy the match, $50. You gotta get it from Little Rampage if you want to buy that fight because it's mainly her through her Dropbox things. And if you want the punishment round with the whole thing, you pretty much look at $100. It's crazy, but this is how things are to make a living
Hmm.
in the world that we live in today. I will say that this is Paris's first fight in a long time. She came out with a vengeance. I'll say that. I would say this is probably her best one. I'm not gonna give everything away, but this was for people who've seen Paris lately. Before, she looked like she got her passion back in this fight. I'll leave it at that. Talking to her, she said something to the effect of she was trying to appease the Cat Five fans because the Cat Five fans have been getting on her case in her last few fights. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Talking about who?
The
Paris?
floor is yours. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, Paris.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because she told me in the DM that these people have been some of these Cat Five fans have been getting on her case. You know how these village idiots are. Like I said, I'll talk about them when we get to the sidebar. I don't want to get them the light of day right now.
All right. But the question is, but were they lying though?
They were not lying.
I mean, we need you to
No, I'm not saying
carry
they're not lying.
fights.
I'm just saying it's interesting. I'm just saying it's interesting that she was trying to, give the people what they want, which I'm glad you give the people what they want. But like you said before, why does it have to take some common sense,
No,
some
no,
good common sense
that's
Cat Five
fine.
people to tell you that?
That's fine. Some people get it early, some people get it late. As long as you get it.
But the good news is she got
Yeah,
it.
that's all that
So
matters.
people just
For
get
some people, it may take a
so
while
people get
for
the
it to click
video.
in and to get their feet wet, try to figure out where this is. I mean, this is not rocket science. This is not a thing where everybody's going to get it right out the box. It may take a little bit longer than for some folks than others, but the fact that if she just finally, like for case in point, Shakira, we just glad that she finally put together a complete fight, a dominating fight from start to finish. Yeah, for some people, it may take
Yep,
a minute. Fact that because you look at Paris, Paris has the physical tools to be dominant.
yep,
She has the physical tools to be not
very.
only just dominant, she could be one of the best. One of the best has
I agree.
walked the earth.
I agree. I think the few things that are stopping her. I was happy to see. I saw more aggression in this fight. I was happy to see that because she's one of those people, right? Like you said, it's not her fault because the people she were fighting were not, as you would call them, counter punchers, as you would call them, types, as you would say. Except for Sexy Wife wasn't a counter puncher, but the rest of these other people, like Candy was more of a, she was new, so you can't say much. She fought Alexa, but that was like a long time ago. We don't know what was become of Alexa Brooke now. So that was a long time ago in the beginning. We
Well,
can't say too much. People improve.
let me ask you this, and this is something that I've been bending about. Now I can't even say that because that would go to Reagan. I was going to ask, do you think Paris, when it's all said and done, could be, for lack of a better term, the best black cat fighter to ever live, like the goat? But right now, as long as Reagan is something, I don't think she's going to
Reagan
surpass Reagan.
is in a class by herself.
But Reagan's in the class by herself.
She might be second if she can continue this way. She might be second because, like you said, Reagan's in a class by herself. That's just that's another level. Plus, Reagan has fought. No disrespect to Paris, she's fought some good people, but Reagan has fought the top of the top. When you fight Sarah Brooke 3 times, you
Yeah,
you're up there 3 times, and supposedly Sarah Brooke is the queen of
yeah,
catfights.
and
Supposedly,
now I will say this about Paris. Paris is one where, yeah, because she has the physical tools to put it together. Now I know there's been people that's been
she
out there
does.
wanting to see her fight Reagan, but the height mismatch to me is just too much. There's a height and a
Mm-mm,
weight
mm-mm,
mismatch.
mm-mm,
So, and I wouldn't say.
mm-mm. I don't want to
But
see it
I
either
will say, if
because
it
me and
did
you are in the same
happen,
boat.
let's say for the sake of argument, somehow somebody put up enough money to make it, to try to make it, well, to make it worth the while. I don't see it. But um, it would be a thing that if I'm Reagan, if you ever wanted to do it early than do it late because you don't want to wait till Paris really gets it. Then it would even be a contest. Like if Paris could go out in the fullness, it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah, but like I said, I saw some improvement. I saw some improvement. Uh, I saw some improvement in that fight, so I'm happy. Right, I'm happy.
Now,
So
let me
she's
ask
going
you
in the right
this:
direction.
given the results and everything that happened, what do you think is Paris's next move? What do you think should be her next move? Or
Actually,
if
her
you
next
had to
move is
advise her?
I have the
Well, I mean,
I have some news on
well.
that.
Oh yeah, well, it's already right. We've already, yeah, duh,
It's already out.
it's already out. But
Yeah, it's already out.
okay, yeah. Actually, for both, like you know what, this is one of the rare occasions, and I'm sure we'll talk about them later. The other one part later.
We're about to talk.
This is
We're
one.
getting on there.
This is one of the rare occasions where both fighters going into the fight, well, kinda going into the fight, but at least for all intents and purposes, because the next fight, like we didn't have to wonder coming on the show from when the fight happened to when the show is debuting. We don't have to sit here and wonder, okay, what is the next fight? Because I'm so used to doing it automatically.
Me
It's
too.
just
Me
like
too.
then I had to catch myself. Wait a minute, both of them already have their next fight scheduled, so which
Correct.
is a good thing for the industry.
A great
Well,
thing.
yeah. So I think it's a good thing. So the fact that they both have the next fight scheduled is not going to be no wonder. Oh, how long will it be before we see them again on the mats? Or
Boom.
in the case of the winner, can they keep this going? Can they keep the momentum? And in the case of the loser, do
Correct.
they have a chance to bounce back? So, all right. So enough about
Okay.
that. Next fight.
Now, no problem. All right. So another fight that got postponed in Mexican Cat fight is coming up in about 5 days. That will be the return of Valentina Sachs. For people who don't know, the fight got pushed back because she had a I think she had surgery for something, so that got pushed back 3 weeks. So it was supposed to be April 29th, but got pushed back to May 13th. She's fighting a new girl named Dulce Queen. According to a little bit of a backstory on this. So I guess Valentina Sachs, this is the first of 3 fights, so she's only doing 3 cat fights this year. So there's the backstory. So and then I guess she's wanted a bustier opponent. So there, this is where the Dulce Queen chick newbie person comes in, and I guess Dulce Queen wants to smoke. So and they're creating banter back and forth. I'm not reading too much into all that, right? They're creating banter back and forth. So for people who want to sponsor that fight, go ahead.
Valentina is the wife, correct?
Bingo.
Got it. Okay. Just making sure. Trying to keep up. Oh, yeah. So Valentina's wife. All right.
You okay? Yeah, she's the wife of Rodolfo, as everybody knows by now. She's a veteran in the game. As if you haven't noticed by now, she's a veteran in the game. She's fought quite a few people, Santanas of the world. I don't know if she fought Columbia yet, Columbia Rose, but she fought quite a few people. And this is, I think this is Dulce Queen's first competitive cat fight. She does a lot of sports, but catfighting is different from boxing, different from other stuff, cardio and
Hmm.
wise.
Hmm.
Right now, if I had to, if I'm not going to make a thing, but if I had to choose, I'm taking Valentina based off the fact that she's actually done this compared to Dulce Queen, and she knows she got the cardio thing down because she knows what to do in these fights.
Hmm.
Not saying I'm not saying that Dulce Queen doesn't, but like I said, doing kickboxing and boxing completely different from going around the match like you said for like minutes on end. Well, luckily for them, this is just rounds. Luckily for Valentina, it's not Valentina. Luckily for Dulce, it's just rounds. If this was like a straight 20-minute fight, I don't know if she could hang. But now that she has a three, and the rules are the rules. I don't have to say too much. Anybody who's seen Mexican cat fight know the rules of face slapping and body punches and kicks and all that stuff. Face slapping, that's a big deal in the Mexican community. Face slapping is commonplace in their fights.
Do you think it's a Spanish novella kind of thing with it? Kind of
You could say that.
soap opera?
You could say that they believe in all that stuff, right? They believe in all that stuff, man. They're not like they're a little different from America. They don't do all the dirty tactics compared to America. They do all the normal cat fighting stuff, the hair pulling, the rolling around. Well, they don't roll around, but you get the point. They believe in all that
Hmm.
stuff. So that one is happening on May 13th. Contact my guy Rodolfo on his website www.amazon sorry awesomecatfights.com. The fight is gonna be $35 or Gumroad, his Gumroad page. Now we get to the other big fight, the other big fight, which is the rematch. For people y'all should know by now who I'm talking about. That will be Queen Gia Love versus Valor Cat Fights.
Hmm.
That's coming up in about 13 days. It's produced by a person I'm not going to say. Y'all know who it is. I don't have to say anything. I'm gonna bring it back old memories. All I'm going to say is this is a rematch of a fight that happened 2 or 3 years ago in South Carolina. I know that we remember that
Yes.
one because that's on Valor's Gumroad page. For people who don't know, I think she made it only $10 for that fight.
Well, she was
So if you want to
running
get
the
an idea of
special.
how,
I don't know if that special is still running.
I think, well, she was running special. It might have gone back up to $20. But
It's
for people
worth
who
it.
don't know,
It's worth
man,
it.
yeah. For people who didn't see that fight, check it out. Like Klaus Webb some said some time ago, the best 1-0 fight we've seen in a long time. Action everywhere, and as he said, not all 1-0 or 0-0 fights are the same. This was fantastic.
Matter of fact, it is still. This is rarefied
This is
air.
probably
This
my
would be okay.
top three.
I'm gonna say is in my personal top five favorite of all time,
Me too, me
and
too. And I don't say that very often.
and that's and when I say all time, I'm talking about I'm including stuff from Crystal Films. I'm including
ECN, WC,
yes, I'm
all of them.
including Gin,
Yep,
Cat Fight D, Gen D.
yep.
I'm including Angel. What was
Angel,
Angel
yep.
Fights? Cat Fighting Angel. Cat Fighting Angel.
Got fighting Angel,
Sharon, excuse me, Sharonay.
Sharonay,
I'm going back.
Nadej. It goes back. People, it goes back.
Nadej was the time. This is
Whew. Oh, Black Sea Amazons. For people who forgot, that's another one.
them babies,
Carry on,
them babies.
carry on,
Them-
carry on.
I'm going to say this. Valor, I would have loved to see Valor compete against one of the Black Sea Amazons.
I
Like,
agree
I
with you.
think for
I would like to
Valor
see
to
him
get
too.
what she really wants, she would have needed to fight one of the Black Sea Amazons.
Mm, mm,
I would just love to see it. She's one of the few people, and I will say this on record. I think Valor, and I think like somebody like Miss Juliet. I think to get the level of competition that they would really truly want, I think they have to go overseas. I, I
agree.
truly do. I think
I
they have
agree.
to get it like the way we really test the fullness. I think for them two, they have to go overseas because they have a better opportunity between because skill level of the ladies
Hmm.
overseas. and three things: skill level, the fact that they're as uninhibited. They don't have as many mental blocks as a lot of our ladies
Hmm.
do. Like, oh well, I won't wrestle topless or I won't wrestle nude or whatever. Like for them, okay, they lose their clothes in the middle of the match. Okay, what do do? That's not going to change their strategy or whatever. Or whatever. They're not going to even blink twice. They're going to keep fighting. Um, um, and then the level of aggression. I just think it's just innate. It's just, especially when you're in countries, neighboring countries like Europe, where they've warred for thousands and thousands of years. You know,
Facts. Facts.
America, we've
Right.
been kicking out
Facts.
our feet since
Years.
the War of 1812. We've kind of kicked up our feet. You know,
I
we had
agree.
World War I, World War II. That was, but I mean, it wasn't like we was, short of Pearl Harbor. We weren't waiting. Okay, folks gonna just try to come and take America. Nah,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying.
People are
And
afraid of
just
America.
so I don't think it's as innate in our blood as some of our other parts of the world where they've been literally fighting. So it's like man, woman, child,
Like you
hand to
said,
hand combat.
another country. Yes. Like you said, another country that was fighting in war. Africa. Another one where they're always fighting. I mean, not Africa, but you get the point. I'm talking about places, war-torn countries like Sudan and all these other places. I digress. Move on.
Right,
I'm going to move
because
on
I'm
from that
like,
one because I
dude,
already
you
know.
can't say how many times, and especially those of us as black folk, we always get mad when folks be saying Africa is not a country, it's a continent. Oh, these nations that's in it, not a country, it's a continent.
Okay.
So,
Anyways, my bad. Continent. You get.
but
Y'all know
but
what I'm
then
trying to
again,
say.
I'm like, let's be honest. What have we? Africa is really. Have we seen? Okay, outside of the continents of Africa and Australia, have we seen fight things that ever come out of those two? We've had people from those countries fight, but
Hmm.
I'm talking about local promoter, national talent, international talent, or whatever, from the country there. Like we've seen stuff in the Caribbean, like stuff here and there. We've seen stuff in Latin America. We've seen stuff in Europe, of course, and Asia.
Yep.
Have we seen anything from Africa and Australia? That's why I don't remember
It's
one from either one.
it looks like it's coming though. The way things are going, who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying. Stay tuned. I'm not saying anything. Let's just move on with that
Okay.
one. What else? Oh yeah. So basically, back to the yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be a fight where Queen G is gonna try to be. If I was Queen G, I'll be more aggressive if I was her. If I was trying to do beat in this fight because the sitting back part did not work against Valor the first time. I'm talking about
Let,
her. Her. If people were
let's call a
watching,
spade a spade. Is the section Clem, the say she be more aggressive. You think that's gonna work? You talking
well,
about
she's gonna have to change. She's gonna have to change strategies because the
you're
sitting back
talking
is not
about
gonna work.
literally one of the most aggressive minded people walking it. I just went on a whole diatribe why this lady needs to go overseas to fight. It's not gonna be about aggression. Aggression is just even for the meat is going to it's gonna have to take skill. Gia is gonna have to break stuff out of her toolbox that we have never seen before. That's the only way she has a shot of winning the fight. You're gonna have to surprise Valor. You have to do something nobody we have never seen you do on tape before, skill wise. That's the only way you're gonna be. Because it's not gonna be a stamina thing, and it's not. Even though
You
we
got
can
that right.
argue, some may argue that point because the fact that Valor hadn't done a cat fight in a couple of years, it ain't for lack of trying, and
Correct.
other life things, but um
True.
it would have it has to be a skill thing. It has to be a skill tactic, something that Gia has done that has never been done before. That's why I said that's what I think is her fight. But you know what? I will say this about Gia and why I would give her the punch a chance. Anytime Gia's always seemed to be over her head, she always does something that she rises to the challenge. She rises to the
Yeah.
challenge. Like Gia is not going to wilt. She's just not. Gia
Right.
is not going to wilt.
What happened to
If
me?
I'm Gia, the pressure's off because we know what happened the last fight. We definitely don't want to see a repeat of that. And so the thing is, if I'm Gia, okay, I have to really like, you know, you're gonna have to break out something. And I think this will bring. I'm going to argue this. Win or lose, I think this will be the best Gia Love we have ever seen on the mat. I will make that prediction. I will make that
I
prediction
agree with you.
because for Gia, when the odds that she always, whether it was with Shakira, whether it was with a sexy wife or whatever, you know, she always seems to rise to the level, and was it so I think Gia for this one, I think Gia for this one.
I'm
I
having
think
some problems.
I think this would be. I'm not saying that she's gonna win or lose. I think if I'm valid, you have to understand you're probably going to get the best Gia Love she could ever be. And I think as a just in a competitor in any sport, as long as you've given, and I think the fan base can understand, and I'm hoping sometimes the idiots do not, but as long as you given, and I think this is what we love most about Valor, if you give maximum effort that you can do to the best of your ability, and then just let the chips fall as they may.
All right, give me a minute. I think my internet connection went down. I don't know what the heck happened.
Oh, you didn't hear nothing I said? I mean,
Give me a minute. Let me leave for a minute. I need to figure out what's going on. I'll be back in a minute.
okay.
Need to figure out what
I
happened.
know, because I can hear you. There's no, well, I guess he couldn't hear me, so I guess we'll wait for a second until he come back. But yeah, but I truly think this is going to be the best Gia Love that we'll have. So shouts out to Valor, salute to her, salute to Gia, salute to both of them for doing it, and we're going to see hopefully a great, 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 great fight, and we'll see as results and stuff and everything comes in. Let's see. I think that should be coming back
Yeah, I'm back,
now.
man. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I got some kind of a electric thing or
I
something. I don't
mean,
know, but I'm
that
here.
is I couldn't tell at all, um,
Okay, I'm back. Go ahead, continue, man. Sorry about
but
that. I'm
like I
back
said,
now.
I think this would be the best Gia Love that we've ever seen. As a win or lose, I think this would be the best Gia Love we've ever seen on the mat. And as I was saying, I don't know if you heard me before it cut off or whatever. That as an athlete or as a participant in the sport, you want to make sure that at least that you giving it your all. Um,
Agree.
and I think the thing about Valor is you know that she leaves nothing left. And I think with Gia, the fact that this would be the best. I mean, something like that. Sometimes you have other people that help push you and help bring out the best in you. And I think this will bring out the best in Gia because she always seemed to rise. She always seemed to rise up to the top. So, um,
I agree. I agree with you. I think this is gonna be the best fight for Queen GLO. The thing is, like you said, is it going to be enough though? Because she's fighting like one of the best people, like you said, in our time. Like you said, I don't know. It's gonna she definitely gonna bring out her best. I'm not. I don't have no doubt about it. But is it going to be enough? That's the question. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see
we'll
what
see.
happens there. I'll like you're kind of fogging out a little bit yourself.
Okay, yeah. Now it may be my connection. Yeah, because I do look a little ghosty.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
The next cat fight that's on the list is what did I say? The last one. What did I do? What to, yeah, the last one on the list is the return of Tilly McReese. Finally, a long-awaited return. And speaking of the aforementioned Paris Love, she's going to be fighting Vika. This is going to be an interesting battle because, as we said at the top, two Amazon tall women. There's not many tall women in the catfight game. One is 5'9", the other is 5'10". The weights is it don't matter. When it comes to recent catfights, I think Paris has a little bit of advantage because, like you said, she fought recently, which was like a week ago, compared to Vika's last fight was against Sunny. I think, yeah, her last fight was against Sunny because prior to before this, she had Carmella. All these were sweet fights, cat fights
Would
also,
this be
and then of course the
Vika's
controversial one.
first non-sweet fights cat fight?
This is her first, correct?
Oh,
All of her previous fights have been for sweet
okay.
fights, and I can talk about it now because everybody has seen sweet fights. All of her fights on sweet fights by now. The majority of people should. It's been like 2 years since she. It's been a year since she fought. Her last fight was against Sunny. She broke in Sunny Ray for people who don't know. So should be a good cat fight. It's Tilly McReese. Paris has a little bit of advantage because she's actually fought for Tilly twice. I think the first fight was against Brooke Gilly. That's the one where what's the name hit her head on the sports
Yeah,
thing, entertainment
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Both Paris's fights for
that was
Tilly
not sad to
has
see.
been memorable, not for reasons you may want to be
Mhm.
memorable for.
And then of course the one against Kelly Drip. Ugh, we don't want to say too much.
Right.
I dare to say
We
that
just gonna
that's
move.
like the worst
We
fight
just
we've
gonna
seen
move
in a long
on. That's
time.
why I say move on. We just gonna move on.
So let's hope this is the third time to charm for Paris, and she actually has a very good cat fight where she's actually going to be challenged, because her last one she was not challenged at all. Let's put it that way. She was more challenged in the fight against Brooke Gilly. I will admit that that was a good one. Now, as for Vika, her first fight against Carmella was an interesting match. Let's just say that Vika's first two matches were controversial endings. I'll leave it at that. If y'all seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Especially the one with Alexa Brooke. Boy, boy, so much controversy in that fight. But yeah, but if Vika wants to win this fight against Paris, she's gonna have to do something different. She's gonna have to do something she's never done if she wants to be against Paris. Yes, coming.
Okay. Well, I guess
Yes.
so. I guess Clem had to take care of some personal business until you come back. But it'd be interesting to see um Vika. I just don't. I don't know enough of watching her to where I get a gauge of is she is it her? Is it her opponent? Is she a counterpart? It's like Vika. I don't want to say she's just there, but it's like she's a willing participant. Anybody who participates in this, hats off. Um, so it would be interesting to see. It's like you're a name to where people say we know who you are, we know you can fight, we know you show up, we know you give effort. It's like I haven't seen I guess dominant. That's what I look for. It's something that makes you stand out. I just, like with Sonny, like with Carmella, you know. So Paris is coming off of her last match. The fact that she's getting two inside of a calendar month. Another thing. Hats off. That would be something to where I think she put together. If she strings together two good fights, I think that would be that will put her on track. So as Clem comes back, all right, we'll go ahead and add him back in. All right, Clem.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. So basically, what I'm saying is Vika has a chance to win, but she's gonna have to do something she hasn't done against against someone of the same caliber of opponent like Paris, because at least Paris has fought Brooke Gilly, so Brooke Gilly has different skills. So at least what's the name? Paris has at least fought adversity. I can't say the same thing for Vika.
Mm. Yeah, and I was saying that while you had to take the sabbatical, I said Vika is one. Like I said, I salute any woman who does this, participates
Me
because
too.
it's not like they're out here a dime a dozen. But it was nothing about Vika that to me that I mean the fact that other than her name and we know who she is, but I hadn't seen anything that made me just stand out, in any of her stuff, to where I'm like, ooh, I never got that ooh fact. I was like, oh, okay, she's out here, she fight, okay, it's I don't want to say bland. Bland would be a bad. It just not distinguished enough. I'll put it that way. I like how Shakira's performance against Sonny, like something dominant like that. Like I haven't think I've seen that out of Vika. And I think she has it in her. It just we just, but I don't know if that's so much of her opponents or the setup or we're gonna see. I think what would be good is seeing her outside of a Sweet Fights production to see, how much of it is just her and how much of it is who she's matched up with.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put a sponsorship. Let me go back a little bit. For people who want to get that fight between Queen Gia Love and Valor Cat Fights, I think it's $50 for the video and $100 for I guess if you're gonna see the fight. I don't care either way,
Mm,
but I'm
mm,
just reading what it
it's
said.
changed now. It's changed. So it is
Oh, changed?
now. Yes, it was $100 to show up live to watch and $50 to jiu-jitsu. Now it's
Hmm?
changed to where now it's been cut in half to where it's $50 now to show up, 25 now to watch it on Jitsi. You get the link and watch it on Jitsi.
Question. Besides your first Vendetta, would you actually watch this rematch?
Who said I had the personal vendetta? We've been over
I know.
this.
I'm just saying.
We
Besides the few,
we've been
yeah.
over
Besides the
this.
few, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Besides that,
Lord,
will
you
you actually
almost as
watch this
bad
fight?
as
I'm being
Sarai.
serious.
I'm like, I'm not the one with the problem.
I'm not trying to say her name. I'm not trying to give her no
I
no credit
understand
in
that.
the sun of the day, another night.
I understand that. But is it to say I'm the one that had the personal vendetta? Come on, Clem, you 0 for 2 today. Where's Africa now this? You
I
0
know.
for 2 today. All right. So
It don't matter. The point of it is, are you going to watch it or not? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple
are you
question.
gonna watch it or not?
I might. It depends, man. I gotta have a reason. I have a pretty good reason. Valor, and Queen Gia by themselves give me a reason to watch.
If I watch it, it's gonna be because of
Those two give me
Valor.
a reason to watch.
I mean, I really love her style of her game. I really love
I
her style
agree.
of her game. But with this matchup, I don't know. I really don't know if we're gonna see anything different from a result standpoint than we ain't seen before. Short of that, it'd be worse than one
I
nothing
agree
this
with
time.
you.
So if we've seen the same song and then
Oof.
what have we seen that's gonna lead me to believe I'm gonna see anything different?
Oof. You might be right. So I'm just throwing that back in. I'm just taking that. I'm throwing that out for the sponsors. For people who want to sponsor that fight, now you guys know the price. It's up to y'all if y'all want to watch it or not. Me,
Yes.
I'm
So
indecisive.
it
I'm undecided
now
right now.
so I'm excited that Valor just back in. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to back in. So
Now to fast forward into the sponsorship for the Avika versus Paris Love fight. Everybody who knows
that's
Tilly McGreese knows is $50. Everyone knows. You know it by now. $50 gets you the Jitsi meat, courtesy of my guy. Thanks to Klaus Webb. Everybody now knows what GC meat's about. I gotta get credit when it's crude. I got credit. So now I'm 1 for 3. So I gotta get credit when it's due.
and thank you. Unlike some people.
So thanks to him, if you guys, so basically, if you get this fight, if you pay for the fight, it will be live on Jitsi Meet. Keyword sponsors only. I'm going to say it again, sponsors only. In other words, if you are a sponsor, do not, I repeat, do not, when the video comes out, do not share it to anybody that has not paid for it. We're not trying to have pirating people. This is how catfight producers get run out of business. This is how we get cheated out of watching quality fights. This is how fighters lose money. Simple. There's my soapbox moment tonight. And that wraps up, and that pretty much wraps up all the four cat
Mm.
fights, pretty much.
And then you have the one that's been announced for is July, no, June 14th. Is it June 14th?
July 14th.
July 14th. July 14th. Okay, with because again we mentioned Paris Rampage fight. Rampage just next fight against a newer lady.
I'll let you in. I'll let you in this one. I'll let you announce this one.
Because Reagan made a post about it.
Yep. Easter Sunday, ironically enough. How funny. But carry on.
Yeah, but of course it's $50 sponsor, and you can reach Creole Melanin um, on Twitter.
This is going to be an interesting fight because this is the first time we've seen Phoenix. Because for people who haven't noticed, Phoenix is also going to be on a tour with I think it's yes, Reagan and Len LaRue. From what I saw just a while ago, It's on Twitter. So those three are going to be with each other doing customs. So that's going to be
Now
interesting.
let me ask you this: Have Phoenix done any? I don't remember seeing her in anything.
No, I haven't seen her either. This is the first time. This is the first time I've heard of her. Period.
All right.
But as we all know, Reagan has been known to bring unknown people and make them superstars.
Yeah.
Look at what's your name? Look at Janai. Look at Patience.
Did not
Those two right there. We didn't know nothing about them until this.
Deny owes her whole career to Reagan. I'm
Preach,
just gonna leave it at that.
preach, preach, preach. And unfortunately, Janai is not understanding that lesson
Well,
clearly because she's
it's
disrespecting
hard.
a lot of things according to what she said.
But that's all answer. So we hear from her mouth. That I'm just saying, gotta keep it fair and
I
balanced.
agree with you. She does. I agree with you. You're right though. I'll give her the floor, but you're right
That's
when she
two
says
and
she
a
does her
half.
whole life
You
during
almost on
Reagan.
three strikes. That's two and a half. That's a check swing right. That's check swing right there.
Okay, what else we got? Oh yeah, I I forgot one more person. Sweet Fights back again. For people who didn't know, the Topless Oil Wrestling tournament happened.
It is out.
It is
Wait a
out.
minute, it's out. Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
it's out.
out, and
Hmm.
it is out. Yes. Oh yeah. A little bit of a side note, people. To avoid spoilers, all he did was the first round. The first he only produced the first round. So for you people who want to see the whole
He
thing,
only
I
showed
hate to disappoint
first
you.
round.
Yes, that's what he said in his notes when I got the thing myself. And I'm sure yeah, Clausewell can talk more about spoilers because when you start telling results, man, people lose interest. You want
Well,
to keep
it's a tournament,
the
so
suspense.
tournament. May the best person win.
All I know is Tilly got one tough opponent, and I know that Paisley got one too. I'll say that. I'm going to say that, man. Based off the trailer I saw, there was no easy matches. Let's put it that way. At least from the first round, none. I'm not saying I've seen the whole thing, but look at the trailer,
But
none.
I will say this though:
We'll see
if you
what
had to
happens.
pick 8 people in this country for all wrestling match, and not a bad 8.
He picked the right ones. He picked the right one.
It's not a bad 8.
He picked a good group.
It's not a bad.
He picked a good group. Mia's, Mia, you got Tilly, you got Lynn, you got what was it, Vivian Fox? Yeah, he picked a pretty good group. Some of these people I actually know. So Paisley,
Definitely was not a
not
cheap
bad.
production. I can tell you that.
Oh no. But if you really wanted to do something, you could have put in if you put Reagan in it, oh my god. That's the next one. He needs to do that. She must be in the next one. Not about him.
Well,
He's sweet five. Since
it just
she's
depends
like
on what the
sometimes
schedule,
in
what
Texas,
schedule it is. People got lives and stuff to
I'm
do.
I'm just I agree.
Ultimately.
She's definitely one of them dude
But the fact that
to
he
make
had
things interesting.
Lynn,
Just if you want to make yeah, go
correct
ahead.
me if I'm wrong. Lynn had not fought for sweet fights, have she?
Correct.
The fact
She
that
has
he
not.
had Lynn in there, I thought that was a nice touch. Because you can't get
Yeah,
Reagan
he brought some people. He brought some
if you
people.
can't get Reagan.
Yeah,
Lynn's not.
he did well, right? He did very well. He brought some people I didn't expect.
Right,
There's some people I didn't even know that were on there, so
right.
it's
So
kind of
it
cool.
worked. It worked out. It worked out. The fact that he got 8 at the same time, was able to get the whole thing pulled up. The fact
Boy,
you get it pulled out again, the logistics of just getting 2 people together. You got 8. It's exponential. It's compound and exponential. All the logistics, getting folks in, getting folks out, getting folks lodged, getting folks transported to and from the airport, or if they drove in, because I know a couple of these ladies are Texas girls. So driving in Texas, Texas ain't the
hmm
size of Rhode Island or Long Island. Uh, so to get these folk in and out, it is just not going to be um, a quick trip. So, like I said,
yeah.
and
Texas
finding the
traffic is
date that
bad.
everybody's free, and finding a location where we could get out. So all of that is just hats off. You pulled it off.
I gotta salute him. I don't know how he pulled it off, but
And
salute, and he did it in one day too. That's even harder.
again, again, again,
Impressive.
it's impressive because even when you think of the only other thing I could think of that's kind of on that scale was the one that We Bring It did a couple of years ago. I think it was like 2017, 2018, where
Yep.
it was like four ladies or six ladies. Yeah, because I don't even think it was eight. I think it was like either four or six got together, and it was like Bella, Dragon Lily, uh, Jolene. It was like all I know is they got
Yep.
together and they did like a whole series tournament of fights, and they spread them out and released them
Hmm.
all the way for like the next like 7 to 8 months over it, you know, and you
That was
didn't
smart.
know who was going to win until you had to watch the previous video in order to find out who won the next, won the next. And because all those ladies are top flight and they're all professional, there were no spoilers. You had to watch through the whole series until the last one came out. Then you know who won. But like I said, these ladies are pros. Not unlike um shout out to Ariel X and her ladies down there. Evolve. I was going to say Ultimate Surrender, but it's Evolve Fights now. Evolve Fights. Same concept. They have their little tournaments and stuff,
Mm,
and they film them. Months and weeks and months in advance. And but there's no spoilers come out. Like you don't know who's going to win or fight in the next one until the next one comes out. Same concept. So with these ladies that he got, they're pros. They're not gonna sell. They're not gonna spill. If anything, you didn't even know that they showed up to do the thing. Given how much social media traffic they put out collectively as a group, and the fact that they once,
mm.
you know, Sweet Fights posted it, the opening graphics and whatever, and then they all just went through and retweeted. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You get good business. You just drive interest, drive for curated content, and voila, away we go. Because it's so much, and I
And, yeah,
and now you want to talk about soapbox. This is my soapbox. The thing that I think that I love most about a lot of the stuff the Sweet Fights do, but especially this particular project is the fact because you got 8 girls, and even if they just teased that they were just flying or just doing the shoot, that the fact of the matter is that they're always in on it when it seems to come to as far as the production. Because too often you have models to where they just look at, okay, as soon as they're done shooting wherever they're gonna shoot, money's in hand, to them is like mentally you check out and that's what the responsibility is. The great ones get it, they realize, okay, it still gotta be edited and it still has to be distributed. And then once it gets distributed, get promoted. And then how that promotion comes, it can come by retweet. It can come by answering, maybe taking 20 minutes to answer fan text or open an IG live. And you just sit there and you just start pontificating. Like somebody like Queen Gia Love would do. She'll just open up a I did. That's another thing I will say about Queen Gia Love. Gia is probably one. I know we've been talking about Gia a lot today. We talked about Gia,
yeah, we have.
but I mean,
We talked
in
about it a lot.
warranted. I would argue she is probably the most accessible of all of the ladies on the female fight spectrum. She's the most
Agree.
she's the most accessible because it'd be nothing for her to put up a live for 5 10 minutes while she's in the car. Sit there or getting makeup done or something like that, and sit there and take questions or whatever. So I have to give her that because most, not saying that others don't, but it's just that as much as she do it, yeah, I haven't seen it. Not saying that others don't, but I just haven't seen it. It's just the fact that always having that mind to promote. But I noticed the one who gets it, the ones who actually do self-producing themselves. In the case like Tilly and Reagan and different ones, they get it. The long game is more than just okay. Once I'm done, no, boom. Okay, when is it gonna come out? I come out. Let me know. Tag me so I can retweet it. My friend. And so because that drag draws the interest and that helps fuel that. Now, granted, you still have the idiots that just be happy to see everything free and then they never support anything. Now, granted, if you have stuff where okay, I support these months and this one you have your favorites that you want to support, then that's fine. Then that's fine. But when you got the ones that don't support anybody, anybody, it's just like, dude, you just here just stirring up stuff, and you a troll. Go sit down. You know.
Like I said, I'll leave that. We leave that one as we got a lot to say on that one, but we can't say it on YouTube because we don't want everybody to
Yeah.
be hearing our business. We'll say more about that. Oh yeah, and I'll be remiss to say there's one more person I need to put in there. Not Sweet Five. Slap City is back again for people who haven't noticed. He seems like he's going to put out two cat fights by the time this is over with. That's what he said. Like he said about a few weeks ago. So he's already got one in the can. I think he's trying to do another one. So look out for that one. And he's probably going to try to release both. I
Salute to
salute him
him
for that
too.
because that's good. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it, as you said. You put one in the can, and you shoot the other one, and then you, like you said, do a series. Release one, and then you release the other,
Right. So salute.
and that's it.
Especially, it's a lot easier to do that if you're not going to ask for sponsorship. 'Cause you see what I'm saying? If you're not going
Mhm.
to ask for sponsorship to do it, and you have more control. Because when you're offering sponsorships for fights, the first people that want to see it, of course, is the fans. And then I guess this is where the whole thing with Jitsi meet and all that came in. Just trying to find a suitable vehicle because back in the day, all we had was like Facebook Lives and all that, and that would get shut down, of
Yep,
course, or whatever. Trying
yep,
to find something to where let those who sponsor have be able to have first look, and then which would tease them over, tie them over till they get the edited
the
copy.
video. Hmm.
And I think for sponsors, it gives them a small peek behind all the machinations that the producers have to do in running a fight. So you see the good, bad, and the ugly, and we've seen that with Jitsi. I mean, Jitsi Me. I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm just gonna put it on. I'm just gonna say it. 'Cause what I have been able to do with Jitsi Me, as far as being able to introduce it to the catfight game, um, is literally has probably been. God, I am not one to toot my own horn, but I've been told I don't toot my horn enough. Um, but
Who tells you that?
yeah, but I think has been. I'm just going to say top 10. I'm not going to put it in top five. It probably should be top five, but I'm just going to be
Hmm.
humble enough and say at least in the top 10. I can justifiably say it's one of the 10 best things that have, at least domestically, happened to the catfight game. Now, as far as overseas, I don't know if they do jitsi meets. I haven't seen any fights where they've done jitsi meet stuff. Not saying they haven't, but or whatever. Unless it's in a foreign language or something. I don't read Mandarin. But it's just, but I'm just saying, here in America, think about it.
I got you.
You know, with the stuff that's been done on JCB, it just, yeah. So, um, I like to think that I've had a small part to play in that, and if that's part of my legacy, then so be it. You know, let it be said
Oh, it's
on,
part of your legacy.
let it be said
It's
on
part of your
record.
legacy.
It's because of Klaus, because the first one to run one is Tilly, and Tilly is running because I Tilly. This is what you need to use. So I mean, on record, I
Yep.
don't know what else
Actually, it's
Jitsi
because yeah,
runs outside,
yep.
but it's like,
Tilly, and what you call it, Tilly and Reagan OU favor because they're the ones who are using right. I'm not speaking for everybody else, but when it comes to the cat fight thing, these two are the ones who are doing the jits to me, so they owe you that part.
I mean, if I really want to be that guy, I should be like, if he can't fight us none on Jitsi, me, I should get a free invite. But nah, nah.
Yep. Speaking of
Because in
you,
some fights,
I'm gonna go
I
ahead
don't,
and wrap
I wouldn't
this.
even, I wouldn't pay to watch. So,
Before we wrap up the show, I'm gonna go. Yeah, you got anything coming up? Anything you're looking at?
um,
Sorry,
this
let me
is
rephrase
May.
this.
May is normally my single mothers tournament. I've had some of the ladies had um, some medical and then some family uh, with people passing away. Yeah, so it's been tough for our ladies. It's been real tough because we were set up ready to go to have stuff ready to rock and roll end of the month, and then when you get, and especially when it's parents
Hmm.
being involved,
Hmm.
you Clem, you've been through that,
Yeah.
and that's not something to be like, okay, my dad passed, all right, I gotta go do this fight tomorrow. No, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no,
Your daddy's little girl, okay, this gonna take you
no, no,
some
no.
time. Take a long time as you need, and
Yep.
then whatever you're ready to come back, all right, let's go.
Yep.
So we can always do a tournament later. I would like to do it in May, but we can always do it later. That's fine. Just your mental, not only just your physical health, but your mental health is important. Because if you're mentally not, this is not something you can be doing and
Mm-mm.
just going through the motions. It'd be a bad production. The product's gonna come out horrible. It's gonna be a bad experience for everyone involved, and then bad taste in the mouth. You have to be mentally. There's been fights and stuff and shoots I have turned down, or we just, or if it got shot, we shot it and just left it in the can. I said this will never see the light of day, just because mentally somebody wasn't ready ready to do what they were supposed to do that day, and it's just like if you.
Exactly.
So now one of the things I do is when we do, hey, physically you good, I now enforce the mental part because if you're mentally not ready to do this,
We can do this.
I don't right. Because and we said, oh, well, I really need the money. It's like, look, if you're mentally not
No.
prepared to do this, uh,
Mm-mm.
we're stopping this now.
Mm-mm.
We're going to get some. Thank you for your time. We're going to move in another direction because that is the
Agree.
quickest way to get you to be a one and done. If you come in and then you mentally are not ready to do this, and you just for a couple $100.
Yeah,
And
people need to understand. I think month was mental awareness month, people. Mental awareness, man. We say it all the time.
yes,
Not only is in Catholic world, the whole world. Mental, man. If you're not mentally right, it don't matter in any walk of life, you must get help.
and that goes
Must.
for that goes for
Period.
producers too. That goes for producers too. Because I mean it is
Facts.
taxing, it is draining. And that's why like sometimes with the Jitsi meet, the person I'm watching the most is whoever's producing the fight. Because again, being in the
Yep.
cauldron of the stressors of trying to get everybody because we got to rush this because I got to get this one back to the airport. Because you have all these things, especially when you have all these things that's running in your mind that has nothing to do with the fight itself. Nothing to do with the fight.
Correct.
Trying to get folk in, trying to get folk out,
Mhm.
going back to the lodging, making sure that folks eat. And if they didn't eat or if they did eat, as long as it not hadn't been within 2 hours, because you don't need nobody throwing up on you. Trying to get the
Yeah.
interviews.
You go ahead.
Um, in the case with a lot of these fights, ladies, especially, it's not like a thing. Okay, everybody's showing up doing this one fight and then walking off. No, they're doing other like
Mm-mm.
little sub shoots and stuff. So other
Correct.
customs, because all everything's
Yep.
got to the stuff got to pay for itself. So doing all these other
Correct.
customs, did it run out of time or that? Did that? It's so many other things that have to do with that don't even have to do with the fight. Not to mention the venue. The venue, the type of venue. Let's say, for example, you have this particular venue you pick, and then you show up, and oh, by the way, your room got switched, or somebody,
Ooh.
hey, or you get a call a week out, hey, the venue is going to, uh, the cable is out,
Renovation.
or renovate, yeah, so something, power outage or something, and then now you got to
Yep.
scramble to find a new. So many other things they have to do that doesn't have to do with the actual film. And then we still ain't got to making sure your SD cards are ready to go. You got batteries, fresh batteries for your camera, making sure that's not
Yep.
dead. Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta make sure your audio mixer works, your
yeah,
sound stuff
God, it
works.
just
It's on and
so I
offline.
mean
Lenses and
it
everything.
just it just
It's mad.
it's so many things that can go. So usually with a lot of these Jitsi meets, I'm watching it really more often than I mean, yes, I'm hoping that I'm rooting for the producers to make sure they have a good fight, but I'm really there to watch the producers to see. because there's going to be something that happens that pops up, either something that happens, and God forbid if something happens in the match, somebody gets injured, somebody blood, or
Mm,
or
mm.
usually some injury where you got to take an extended break, get folk ready, especially the newbies that they ain't never really done this. There's all
Good
yeah,
point.
so that's what I'm mainly watching for. I'm mainly watching to watch the producers. So
Good point. I see your
to
point,
see if
man.
they
With that being said,
at
I
the
think we
end of
talked
the day,
about just about. I think we talked
at the
about
end
just
of the
about everything.
at the end of the day, to see if
Go ahead.
their hair catches on fire or whatever, or they be losing hair because it's like, man, you be about ready to pull out whatever they have left because whatever you have left because um yeah, because it's like just sometimes it's like herding cats.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes
Interesting.
putting together these productions is like having herding cats in the backyard. It's like herding cats.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now wrapping up. It's now been 56 minutes. I'm surprised we got 56 minutes out of this, but we
Oh,
did.
this was a good one today. All right, social
Yeah, and I
time,
was going.
social.
I'm losing my. Well, I was losing my mind at the beginning. Let's be serious. With that being said, Clem underscore Kufo on IG, Clem Kufo on Twitter,
And I am still Claus Webb at IG and Twitter.
and it can be reached by prayer.
And it can be reached by prayer. Yeah. Next show is May
Actually,
22nd,
correct. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish it,
which
man.
would
I'm
be
gonna
the
be
day
quiet
after
now.
Valor's,
You already started.
which would be the day after Valor's fight, or or I like to
That's
say the
correct.
Valor Appreciation Tournament. Oh, so it'd be
Yes,
interesting to see
as he
what the
said after
chatter is
Fowler, and it's going to
on
be, and it's
social
going to be.
media.
By the way, as he said, it's going to be the week. It's going to be week. It's going to be the day after Valor, and the week before Paris and Alexa, Paris and Vika. Boy, I'm on.
There's
Yeah.
Alicia.
Anyways, moving
Yeah.
forward.
So,
With that being said, Mr. Claus Webb, Mr. And I'm Clement. Until next time, people, we are out. Have a good night, everyone.
all right, everybody have a good night.